Tisha. Today I will talk something about viruses and bacteria and some of the characteristics. So let's get started. What are these viruses and bacteria? They are actually kind of different things from each other, but if I talk commonly about them, viruses and bacteria, they are the microscopic organisms that a human cannot see with a naked eye. Okay, we need a highly powerful microscope to see them. Okay, now, if I talk about their size, bacteria is actually larger than virus. Now, if I commonly talk about virus, their size vary from different types of them. Okay, now, but according to a research, the scientists found that the size of the virus ranges from 5 nanometer to 300 nanometer, and that is too small to be seen by human beings. Okay, now according to one of the research that some of the scientists around the globe did, they find out that there are 10 raised to the power 31 different types of viruses only on the earth. Viruses only on the earth. Okay, now this virus can be present in the air that we breathe, on the soil, or in the water. Okay, now that was about the viruses present in atmosphere, or you can say on earth. What about us, the human body? Human body is actually made up of bacteria, and you will be surprised that 90% of our cell that we have in us are bacterial cells. Now the remaining 10% are the cells that we have by our own. That means now when we are going to die, this 10% of the cell will eventually die with us. But the remaining 90% of cell, they will mix up with the soil and just form something. Okay, that was all about viruses and bacteria. Let's talk about corona. What is this coronavirus? Coronavirus is just one of those 10 raised to the power 31 different types of viruses. That is actually not even 0.0001% of the whole. Okay, now what are the symptoms of corona? People say the symptoms of corona are getting cold, cough and fever. Okay, now let me ask you one question. From the day you are born till today, how many times you are actually affected with this cold, cough and fever? You will say that will be a lot many more time, right? I actually did that. Actually got many more time. I actually got cold and cough. You will like that will be such a big number to get cold and cough from the day I was born till today. But now chances that even from that day you were born till today, you might have got at least one time corona. The only thing is that at that time we didn't have that much developed technology that we were not actually able to identify that virus. But today we have that developed technology that we can identify that virus and call it corona. That is all the difference between it. Okay, that is all the difference between the corona and the common cold and cough. Now you will ask me a question. Now if this corona is just that common cold and cough, then why are the big number of people dying around the globe just because of this corona? Let me tell you one thing. Let's go and search how many number of people died due to corona. Okay, in 1 year. Okay, you can say 2020 till today. Okay, how many number of people died due to malaria? Go and search how many number of people died due to malaria in 2019. You will see such a big number. Died due to cancer, that is also such a big number. Okay, and many more some other diseases. Okay, now if you go and search how many number of people died due to corona, you will find one common thing in them. That is, the number of people who died due to corona, they are not actually only affected with corona, but they are actually affected with some other diseases like diabetes, sugar, HIV or etc. etc. Okay, so now it is just that there is a saying in English that too much of anything is dangerous. That same saying applies with medicines too. Let me explain you this with an example. Let's take two people. One who is only affected with corona and the other person who has sugar and he is also affected with corona. Let's talk about the first one who is only affected with corona. This guy will recover in almost 15 days. Why? Because he is only affected with corona. He is only affected with corona. The doctor will only give him some antibiotics. Okay. Antibiotics, since a vaccine has not been found till today. So that was all about this person who was only affected with corona. Doctor will give them some antibiotics and some of the treatment that they do in hospital, and then after a few days this guy will recover and go back to his home. Now what about the person who is affected with sugar, or you can say diabetes and corona? This guy will have the medicines that are actually given to him for diabetes, and as well as the medicine to cure corona. Okay, now if there are two different types of medicines given to this guy, there are some chances that this guy will actually have some side effects of this medicines. Why? Because there is a heavy dosage of some medicines. You know, the diabetes patient, it's lots of pills. Okay, and since there's lots of pills of diabetes only, and the doctor also gives some antibiotics to cure corona, that will be high dosage for this person. Okay, and now if we talk about immune system of this particular person, is actually weak. Why? Because he is affected by diabetes. It's actually weak. Now if the person is affected with corona also, his immune system will be weakened too. Okay, am I making sense? It's like if this person is affected with diabetes, this particular person, his immune system is already weak because he is affected with diabetes. And now since his immune system is weak, he is also affected with corona. And that leads to his immune system to be weakened much more. Okay. Now since his immune system is weakened, now he will not get the energy, you can say ATP formation in his body. It will be less. And that is the reason as to why the particular person dies due to the corona. Okay, so there is no fear of the corona in your body. If a corona attacks in your body, you just have to do one thing. If your immune system is strong, then this virus will not damage you at all. Okay, now you'll ask me a question that what should I do to strengthen my immune system? Okay, now there are two types. You can strengthen your immune system. The first thing is take vitamin C. Now how can you take vitamin C? There are a lot of things, you can say citric acid, lemons and mangoes and those stuffs. Okay, you should eat the food rich in vitamin C. That is because vitamin C helps in formation of WBC, that is white blood cell. And what are these white blood cells? These white blood cells fight against the corona and protect our body from getting disease or anything. Okay, so now we should actually eat food that is actually rich in vitamin C. Okay, another thing, we should reduce the amount of animal protein in our body. Okay, every coin has two sides, we know that. Okay, there is actually some advantages of this animal protein, but there are also some disadvantages of this animal protein. Animal protein, if you actually eat animal protein, okay, it will directly affect your lungs and you might get cancer. If the high amount of animal protein is there in your body, you might get cancer. Okay, and we know the person who is actually affected by cancer can only survive, but he's still dead, right? So now these are the only two things how we can increase our immune system strength. Okay, now about fear. You know, there are some people who are scared of getting this corona. There are some people who are affected with corona and they just die because of this, because they are scared of it. There is no other disease that they have in their body, but they die. Why? Because they are scared of the corona. We don't need to scare ourselves by this virus. It's only one of those 10 to 31, right? But we should actually, you know what fear directly affects our immune system? It's like when we get fear, we get depressed, and depression leads to the weak immune system. That is what happens with the person who is actually affected with corona. Okay, so we just only need to do is we should actually strengthen our immune system and don't be scared of getting anything. Okay, that was all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like, please go and hit the like button and share it as much as you can. Thank you.